Hi everyone, today we'll talk about JD earnings that actually came out on Friday morning before the market opened. JD.com is probably one of my biggest positions in my stock portfolio right now, and it's definitely one of the positions I have right now that has had the best gain so far this year. And it's also kind of one of my riskier investments because it's only just been making a profit recently as of this year. But as well as it only been making a profit recently, it's also one of the stocks that has the most potential to grow over the next few years, and it's one of my kind of risky speculation stock. So I was kind of a bit nervous going into these earnings. Obviously, as well, before going into these earnings, it had been beaten down in the last couple of days, weeks, because of the announcement that the China trade war was going to carry on with there being no agreement between the US and China. Because of that also pulled the stock down quite a bit. And on the day of reporting these earnings, there was some more news about there wasn't going to be a China trade deal out on the Friday, and that the tariffs were going to come into play, and that kind of dragged the stock down. Now, JD reported his earnings in the morning, and the earnings were actually amazing. Like, it actually surprised me how good these earnings were. Like, I didn't know if they were going to be good, bad, and a bit nervous going into it. And then the earnings came out, and the numbers that JD.com actually reported were absolutely phenomenal. Now, the stock actually was up 10% on the day, and it looked like it was going to have a strong day. But it actually closed down quite a bit, and it actually closed at a 2% gain around that mark, and it was up at 10% at its highest point, so it did have a massive pullback. And it's not the first time that JD has actually reported earnings. The earnings have made the stock go up absolutely huge, and then it's been pulled back down again. It's a common theme in the JD.com stock. And to be honest with you, I don't mind that as long as the company keeps growing. And the numbers that JD reported were absolutely phenomenal, which we'll get into a little bit. And then I'll talk about what my plan is going ahead with JD.com. So, JD.com, the big standout thing was the actual EPS. The EPS came at 33 cents versus 12 cents. So when we look at that beat, that was nearly 3 times beat on the earnings per share, which is amazing. I kind of was a little bit wary about how profitable JD.com were going to be this year. But at 33 cents versus 12 cents, that's a really strong quarter. So I was really happy with that. Revenue growth itself, and when we talk about growth stock like JD.com, obviously the revenue growth is a big thing that we talk about, and that revenue growth was 20%, so that was a nice healthy 20% growth on the revenue. One thing that stood out is that they renewed the deal for another 3 years with Tencent. Tencent is one of the major investors into JD.com. One of the reasons why I invested into JD.com is because it had Tencent as a backer, and if Tencent's backing you, one of the major players over in that China, if Tencent is backing you, then you must be doing something right. Same with Walmart. Walmart is another company that's invested in JD.com. When I saw the backing of Walmart and also Tencent into JD.com, that also confirms that they are really liking what this company is doing. And Tencent have backed JD.com and helped them try and take over Alibaba, which is obviously the number one player over there. And with that agreement, hopefully it'll help JD.com keep up to pace with Alibaba. JD accounts grew 15%, another healthy number. Also, the operating margins grew 1.6%, which was also pretty good. So overall, JD's kind of earnings were really strong in a lot of sectors, a lot of good things to look at. Now, obviously, it closed down a little bit lower, probably due to the news about the China trade war and everything, but it still shows that there's a lot of potential in that stock. Now, kind of my opinion going forward with JD.com, and my stocks, the shares that I couldn't have in JD. So I invested in JD.com at $20 a share. I'm obviously going to hold that for a little bit longer. My target has always been $40 per share is where I'd sell out on my JD.com earnings, on my JD.com stock. And to be honest with you, that's probably still where I'm going to sell out at. $40 per share is my target I've had on JD shares. Obviously, it's about halfway now. It's sitting just below the 30 mark. So yeah, for me, I'm not adding into my position at JD.com stock at all, but my target is $40 per share, and I still have JD.com as a buy just because of the potential growth it has right now. It's absolutely huge. It's a major player right now, and it's going to carry on with that growth as it goes on. And like I say, I still think there's a bit of upside there for me, but for me, I'm not going to add any more into this position as it is right now. Obviously, over the next few days, potentially the China trade war could affect this stock a little bit more, but for me, I'm happy with the profit I currently have on JD.com, and I'll probably sell out at $40 a share. And that's kind of my plan going forward. So I thought I'd do a little mini video to update you on my JD.com position after these really good earnings. I hope it helps you if you are investing into JD.com. Thanks for all the support recently. We just got to about 250 subscribers, which is amazing, so thank you for that. Give the video a like, and I'll see you on the next video.